Now, for more insights into the upcoming meeting between Mr. Xi Jinping and Mr. Ma Ying-jeou, we're joined in the studio by our current affairs commentator, Mr. Victor Gao Zhikai. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Gao. So there will be no agreement signed, no joint statement. So what would be the key messages the two want to send out?
Well, I would say that the summit meeting to take place in Singapore on November the 7th, that fact in itself speaks loudly and very eloquently, demonstrates the pragmatism and realism on both sides, and also the caring for the substance of the meeting rather than the protocol of the meeting. I think the protocols have been reduced to the minimum and enables the leaders from both mainland China and Taiwan to meet and shake hands and talk about the future trend of the cross-strait relations. So I would say this will be highly stabilizing in the bilateral relations across the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, and this will also instill greater confidence in the eventual peaceful progress of the bilateral relations across the Taiwan Strait, and this really bodes well. And I would say that despite the fact that there are some people in Taiwan who may not be very happy about this summit meeting to take place, the overwhelming majority of the people in Taiwan and in mainland China, and I would say all the overseas Chinese communities throughout the world, are rejoicing right now about this fact that the summit meeting is going to take place.
Yes, indeed, and it's been 66 years since 1949. What's your understanding of the timing? Why now?
Well, the status quo right now involving the two sides of the Taiwan Strait was a direct result of a civil war. And in 1949, the People's Republic of China was founded. And however, in the past several decades, the integration economically, starting with economic integration first, has been increasing by leaps and bounds on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. People-to-people exchange is happening on a daily basis. On any daily base in mainland China, there are about 1 million or more people from Taiwan who work here and live here, etc., and study here. Many Chinese students from mainland China go to study in Taiwan. So the integration, especially in the trade and commercial sector, is happening as we speak. And I would say that people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait fully realize that it is in their own fundamental interest to have greater integration. And I would say the summit meeting takes place against this overall background, that is peace and stability, and the non-use of force eventually, and also while both sides fully acknowledge there is only one China, right now the two sides have different interpretations as to what that means and how that can be achieved eventually. But there is no need to rush through that process. I would say patience is a virtue and is a value in the cross-strait relations right now, and both sides can increase the engagement with each other, talk more and more about trade, commerce, and now about political matters, etc. The fundamental point is that both Taiwan and mainland China want to have peace and stability. No one wants to see separation of Taiwan from China, or two China, or one China, one Taiwan. That's not possible. So eventually, greater integration works for the fundamental interest of the people in Taiwan as well as here on the mainland, and this summit meeting is a testimony to that megatrend. It's a great occasion. Let's all rejoice about that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor Gao Zhikai, our current affairs commentator.